That should be it. We should be live on every single platform. All right, guys, how's it going? Today we're gonna be doing the easy part of the work. What's this white thing behind me? Give me a second. Oh shoot, my entire screen is white from what? What application is this? Oh, AkiFlow? I guess it's dead. All right. How's it going, Rail? How's it going? Slash. Today we're gonna be finishing up a lot of work and also chatting with y'all about stuff. Apparently, Bun got bought by Claude. Crazy work. What else is new today in the tech scene? At least like this week. No new model drops, so we should be fine for AI stuff this week. Well, Claude did buy a Bun, so that's another thing we talk about. Un segundo, though. All right, let's wait for the app to build, and then we'll figure shit out. How's it going, Da Vinci? Migration complete. Let's fucking go. All right. So we're gonna fix saving here. Saving is kind of important, and that's what I've been missing out on in terms of like implementing. So we've got this entire process flow going where we can add images as well. And then if I just plop in this image right here, I can add a note. Yo, what's good? What's that? Oh, this is my app. My application is called Icarus. Icarus is an open source Valorant strategy creator tool that allows people to be able to plan strategies for the game of Valorant inside of the game, outside of the game, right? Whenever you want to plan strategies for the game of Valorant, or for example, just, hero shooters in general, it's quite difficult because of the fact that the game has different characters that have different abilities. They also have different ability sizes, right? So it's not impossible to capture accurately the state of the game. So what my tool does is not only does it bring in the characters, right? It also brings in the abilities from the game as well as visual representations to how they are within the game. Exactly one for one. Take for example here. You see this ability right here? This is exactly one for one with the game of Valorant. It scales and the way it moves up and down and all like the sizing stuff is exactly one for one to how it would behave within the game of Valorant. Bro, I just got here and somebody already triggered the 2-minute ad. Bro, I gotta practice with the VCs, bro. That's a daily practice. How's it going, guys? All right. So as you can see right here, I have the lineup. The image is broken partially because it's not in the right strategy. I'll fix that because that's the only reason why that is happening is because saving is not done yet. So it's just getting fucked up on regular stuff. So if I do it here, you can see the image. So we've kind of gone a long way in terms of that. Well, that's so cool. Thank you, man. And also, if you guys have any questions coding or whatever, always here to answer those as well. Okay, and this doesn't have a tap to exit. That's the issue with that. It's kind of hard to create the tap to exit system outside of that framework. All right, after this is done, I want to do one more thing. All right, okay, let's work on saving. So the way saving works is that oh, I need to run build runner. I need to run build runner. All right. I don't even have the. Do I have it here? I don't even think I do. Let's go to postspec.yaml. I usually save my function calls in here because I'm fucking lazy. Boop, boop. This should be fine. Now we can generate the build script. I want to look at a couple of things here. How's it going? BH neck. Okay. Let's look at how does the image widget handle stuff. I might have to do some translation. Image data, image widget, image provider rather. Installing Windows partition so I can stream. Yes, do that. But you can technically do that on Mac. Well, you might be using Windows. I'm using Linux. Sorry, so that would make sense. How's it going, Ravine? What am I looking for here? I'm looking for provider. And the way I handle this is that there's already a placed image stuff here already. And the data type for this is what? Oh, my LSP is not even active. Top 10 reasons why I love VS Code, guys. Hasn't been generated? What is this guy talking about? Okay. Let's see. Alrighty. I want to, now that I have like this stuff, I'm gonna have to go to strategy settings, I believe. Or rather, let's go to what they look like right now, which is lineups, right? Lineup provider. And you can kind of see the current data type right now. So I have everything in one file. I'll probably separate it eventually, but right now, this is what we're looking at right here. So we have notes, YouTube link, ability, ID. This all seems perfectly fine with me. I don't have anything I need to add here, honestly. You watch One Piece. I watched One Piece up to like episode 100 and something, and then I just dropped it. Not because it's like it was like bad. I just like didn't get back into it because it was kind of long. No offense, but yeah. Let's see this. String ID, agent ID, ability, blah blah blah. Oh, why is place ability nullable? Ugh. No me gusta. No me gusta. This should not be nullable at all. Did I just make a mistake adding that? I hope I just added that on accident and that wasn't there all this while. What am I programming? I'm working on my application you see right here. It's called Icarus. Icarus is an open source Valorant strategy creator tool. It's a tool to allow Valorant esports teams and Valorant pro players in general to be able to plan detailed strategies for the game of Valorant, within the game of Valorant, outside of the game of Valorant. And so whenever we plan strategies for like a game like Valorant, very detailed strategies, is kind of impossible because of the fact that Valorant is a hero shooter. And meaning it has different characters, they have different abilities, they have different sizes, and have different ways to interact with the different maps. So without having all that in-game context, it's nigh impossible to plan or create strategy application. And that's exactly what my app does. Not only does it bring in all of the characters you see within the game, it also brings in their abilities as well. So like take for example this ability right here. The sizing and the range and how it behaves and how it functions is exactly one-to-one to how it behaves within the game of Valorant. And that's exactly what I want. Although there was a bug when I have to figure out how that happened. That was weird. I think it has something to do with interaction states. Let's see. If I'm in the lineup state and I quit out and I go back in and I drop this here, question mark. Okay, we'll fix that. All right. I'm just adding a new feature, so there's a lot of issues that might pop up back and forth. So we're trying to go through that entire process. Alrighty, we have to save these images. What Cypher looks like. This is what Cypher stuff look like right now. So let me get this out. So his tripwire looks like this. So it spawns minimized, and then you kind of go in and you can put how far or how much distance you want to put it through. And his like cage looks like this. His cam looks like this, and his alt is just like there's really nothing to do with cam and alt, anyways. So yeah. I'm gonna add view cone widgets so you can kind of see like where something is pointing towards. So it's gonna be something like this where you have like you can kind of see which area it's looking at, and you'll be able to add that to abilities as well. But that's like after the feature I'm working on right now, which is lineups right here. Alrighty, let's go into saving stuff. So I also want the simple data is also a Hive object. Nice, nice, nice. And honestly, let's just do this. Strategy provider, and we're gonna go all the way to the top here. Yes, this file's getting long as fuck. No, I don't care enough. All right. Let's see. What am I looking for in this file? Long code base. Oh, it's because of a bunch of deprecated like data types, which kind of sucks, but it is what it is. How's it going, Banu? Okay, let's do this list of. Oh no, it's not gonna be in here. It's actually gonna be in strategy page. So if we go to here, this is gonna be where the data type I'm adding is. Oh, this is gonna make my life so much easier. Because all I have to do now is to modify the data type here and everything should work. Except not really, but you know what I mean. List. Wait, I'm gonna sneeze. Never mind. Lineups, and it's gonna be like this, right? How did I add data types previously? Like whenever it was something new that I made, I think I went kind of like this, where I would make them uh pages, and then it would be const like this, question mark. We'll see. All right. Oh, yo, dude, you can't take the Ook shout out. He's our op, bro. Come on, bro. Uka is our goat, bro. Okay, because yes, he's a Microsoft intern. Yes, it's technically our op, right? But realistically, he did shout us out though, and we're on a come up. So he's the only Microsoft intern safe from everybody else. I think Cypher cams are 180 in area, and they should have the same view things as like a normal character in Valorant. Since they're just looking through the cam, no. I don't know, man. He's the sneaky type, really. We'll see. I mean, he hasn't announced where he's going full time at right yet, right? He's still not set his full time offer, so we'll know whether he's truly a Microsoft intern, or maybe he's just like a temporary enemy. Let's look at this though. Holy crap-a-roni. This should be fine though. If this is attack, this is the copy width, so that's fine. It's gonna be a final like this, and then it's gonna be mad at me saying, "Ah, no. You're right. We might have a chance to recruit." Exactly, bro. Real Amazon interns know that you gotta let shit slide sometimes. It's equal to, and then we just do this. So whenever these are not set, we'll be like fine. Initially, my question is, what the fuck did I just edit? Yeah, okay. What's up with Claude? Not Claude. It's like Gemini. Autocomplete just sucks in general whenever you're programming. I feel like tag complete like sucks half of the time. This not lineups, const. That should be fine. I think this is how you do it for stuff you just added to the entire data type model, which makes a relative sense. Let's go back here. Let's go to strategy page, and then we scroll down here. Alrighty. Again, if you guys have any questions, computer science, coding, I'm always here to answer. That's literally why I'm here also. So yeah. Let's see here. List from JSON, blah, 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 blah. And we want to change the copy width as well. So copy width is going to be this, and then we're literally going to do this. Oh, I need to get a, what is it? Deep copy width. Can't they just do like a, oh, because I would have to, oh, that is quite the issue. Dart is a programming language. Yeah, Dart is a programming language for the Flutter framework. It's a framework that allows you to build applications on iOS, macOS, Android, Windows, web. Any way you can think of, you can probably build with Flutter. Do you know how to optimize when I run my code and it lags? Well, usually as I've gone through optimization probably like once or twice in my life, especially with like the entire like drawing system you see here. I had to build this entire drawing system myself. So I understand a little bit about like how just optimization works. In terms of like how I approached it, I technically just looked at the entire process flow and try to like whiteboard it so I can figure out where I was where my logic was wrong. Let's say, for example, I think the most egregious, like I can give you two different cases of like quote unquote optimization issues that I have. The first one was like literally like an actual optimization issue with the drawing system. So initially what I had to do to draw is that whenever I drew a point, right? Whenever I drew a point like this, it would have to every frame re-render, redraw the points, or recomputes the paths into like each individual points here into a line, right? So each frame as I'm drawing it would have to re-render, recompute that, right? The issue was in my initial implementation of drawing, this would happen for every line that's being drawn. So let's say I'm drawing a new line here. That means all of these separate lines are also being redrawn as well. And that caused a bunch of performance issues, right? And I didn't even know that was happening. So that was just me being stupid, right? That's just like a code logic error. There's another a type of like optimization error I ran into with the drawing system as well, which is just me being stupid, was that when I was drawing, it looked like I was like dropping frames, and it took a while to update stuff. And the reason why this happened was that I added an update counter, right? And instead of the update counter being like a simple +1, right? The update counter was like a modulus 3 because I want it to be cool, and I want to be like, oh yeah, if I modulus 3 every time, this is gonna be a different number every time, right? Because I'm checking for a different number. Turns out it only worked half of the time, so my screen would only refresh like once 1/3 of the time, meaning that it looked like I was lagging, but I actually wasn't, right? Yeah, it's better to optimize after finishing the system. Yeah, so all the times I'm telling you that I optimized it is because the system was already done, right? And I was just trying to make it better. Uh, Tip to get cheap RAM: hop on DDR3. I just need more people in my boat. No, DDR3 is dog, bro. Come on. We're at 2025. At least DDR4 twin. Do check eBay though. I'm not sure if prices have adjusted for RAM on eBay. Let me just do a quick search. eBay. We're gonna go to eBay and we're gonna search for RAM. DDR4, and I maybe question mark question mark. Yo, look. You could get it. You could get it. I'm telling you, eBay is still the method right now. You could probably get this. This guy doesn't know that the current gold rush is happening right now. Anyways, uh, uh, optimizing too early is bad because it complicates your code. I mean, yeah, technically, because like you never really truly have a full understanding of the entire system without like actually like building the system entirely, right? So that's why people say optimizing too early makes your code like bad in a sense. What does my application do? Okay, so my application is a it's a strategy planning tool for the game of Valorant. It's a tool built for esports teams or Valorant pros in general to be able to plan very accurate strategies within the game of Valorant without actually having to be in the game of Valorant. So the thing about planning strategies for the game of Valorant is that it's very hard to do so without being in the game. Why? Because Valorant's a hero shooter. And with hero shooters, you have different characters with different abilities on different maps that behave and render differently on different maps and different abilities or whatever, right? So without having in-game context and having an application that brings in all that in-game context, it's nigh impossible to plan strategies for the game of Valorant. And that's exactly what my application does. Not only does it bring in the agents, it also brings in their abilities as well. So take for example this ability right here. This ability is 1-for-1 to scale to how it behaves in the game of Valorant, and its sizes and its ranges and the way it extends its limits as well. It's all 1-for-1 to how it behaves in the game of Valorant. And you can see how this becomes very useful because not only are you able to bring in the abilities and the characters, you're also able to add other note-taking tools like images, text, drawing as you saw earlier, and all that stuff. So yeah. Do I watch Stranger Things? I watched like a episode of season 4 like yesterday, but I have never watched Stranger Things apart from that because my friend was watching Stranger Things and I was just looking in the background and some crazy shit was happening. Like somebody was about to die. I was like, yo, that looks like crazy. And then I got updated on the lore for a little bit and I was looking interested, but I ain't got time to watch shows. eBay gonna sell me RAM preloaded with COD points? Yeah, you're cooked. Why is RAM overpriced? Wasn't AI using mostly GPUs? Yes, and the GPUs require RAM. That's the thing. Most GPUs are using high bandwidth SODIMM memory. So whenever like they're requesting from the manufacturers, from Samsung for example, that hey, we need to make more GPUs, so you need to produce more RAM so we can put more RAM on our GPUs, right? And everybody's asking for more GPUs now, and then Samsung's like, we didn't account for this amount of like people. We're short on the amount of memory we can produce. And you gotta understand like the pipelines of these stuff. Like whenever anybody wants to do a product, right? For example, when Nvidia wants to make a GPU, they have to schedule memory like upwards to like a year ahead of the time they're going to actually sell it, because it takes quite a bit to get a lot of inventory and a lot of stock moving like at once. And it's also the fact that Nvidia apparently has stopped bundling memory with their chips now, so they're putting it now on the what is it called, the distributors side now. So Gigabyte and Asus, like all of them will have to source their own chips now, their own memory chips and RAM chips now, in accordance with the chips they get from Nvidia, which kind of sucks, honestly. So yeah. What am I using? NVIDIA or AMD? So I have an AMD CPU and I'm using an NVIDIA GPU. The only reason, and I repeat, the only reason why I'm using an NVIDIA GPU is simply because I used to do Blender and I thought I was going to be going back into Blender when I bought the GPU. I did not go back into Blender. So I kind of like, I'm sad because of that, because I could have gotten a 7800 XC and I would have had like a much more better performance than my 4070, which I have right now. Dara, learn Lua, and then teach me Lua. I need this shit. I'm gonna learn Lua. Well, relearn Lua because I already knew Lua from like 2020, right? I'm gonna relearn Lua about 2 weeks from now after I get to the two main updates I want for Icarus out, which is the one I'm working on right now. Because I want to do like a challenge where I have to build a Roblox game in like 3 weeks, and it has to be like a popular Roblox, not popular, but like it needs to have like at least 1K players once hit 1K visits or something. So that's my challenge right there. Nvidia declares AMD any day of the week. Yes and no. But the only reason why Nvidia is looking kind of sucks right now is, number one, they're not focusing on the gaming market. Number two, their memory prices are expensive. You're telling me in the big 2025, the 4070 has 12 gigabytes of RAM. Hello? I mean, back in the days, memory was literally like cheap as fuck. Why did you make it have 12 gigabytes of VRAM? Like, you know what I mean? And the pricing as well was kind of dog shit as well. So that's the only reason why Nvidia kind of sucks right now. And they don't suck in terms of performance, quote unquote, but they suck in terms of like price to performance for gaming, that is. But for anything else, Nvidia always clears, which kind of sucks. Then slide me ownership and I can claim royalties. Bro, we are not sliding you any ownership, twin. Again, if you all have any questions, comp sci coding, freaking technology, I'm always here to talk and answer. All right, let's look at this. I want to simply add this. So lineup, it's going to be, oh, so let's go to lineup provider. The lineup doesn't have a to.json. Ooh, very, very scary. Okay, this should not be too hard technically, but it is relatively hard. All right, let's look at this. This is just simple image data, which is literally a string and a file extension. I'll be damned if I just can't JSON encode this. What is your game gonna be about, Dara? I don't know yet, honestly. I actually have no idea what it's gonna be about yet, so we will see. It's probably gonna be like Poop Simulator or something. Cause like I saw the views and the plays Poop Simulator has, bro. Poop Simulator is like looking good. So mine's gonna be something like related. It's gonna be a brain rot game. How's it going? Can I see the fracture map? Yes, you can. This is what fracture looks like. Give me a second. Let me clear all. Delete all. This is what fracture looks like. So this is a rendering issue here. I don't know about that. But apart from that, it looks pretty good. Alrighty, let's go back to. I think fracture was low-key a hard thing for me to draw because you have these like lines that indicate like thickness and stuff. So for example, like this indicates there's a box right there, and this indicates like, oh, you can just fall off. Like all of that stuff was quite a doozy to wrap my head around, and I had to go back and backport a bunch of stuff. Okay, let's go back to. Is the underground visible? Yes and no. Like, look, the underground is actually like just like you know how it's in the Valorant map where it's slightly opacity, like the opacity is lowered so you can kind of see it, like, you know what I mean? So the underground is visible technically. What school do I go to? I go to UMBC. All right, let's go to. I'm looking for something in specific right here. All right, we have to. This is the Hive object right now, so let's just get it to save on Hive first before we start like losing our mind. Oh, the issues that we have to copy the data. No. Dara, you should upload the process of building your game on YT. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. It's gonna be a YouTube video because right now I am streaming on YouTube, but I haven't made a YouTube video in quite a bit. So I'm looking for a project to undertake so I can do some streaming on YouTube as well. What game? I'm gonna make a Roblox game in about 2 weeks from now after I updo some features on Icarus, and it's just gonna be like a 3 week thing. I'm just gonna like try to make a Roblox game within a certain amount of time. Uh, do you know Bird Game 3? Yes, bro. I fuck with Bird Game 3, but I'm not making Bird Game 3 on Roblox. I'm gonna fucking die. Discount lineups? Yes and no. We have to make a copy with method for this. You see how settings has a copy with method, but we can't have we need to iteratively copy with. So let's go to this lineups and the lineups copy with. Do we have? There's a copy with method here, and it's like ability. No, yes, maybe. Oh yeah, remember I recommended you. Yes, yes, yes. And Dara will host a panel and help me understand Lua. Yes, actually. And we'll figure out this Roblox shenanigans together. Because I do remember how like Roblox stuff works. Maybe, maybe. So yeah. What does this do? The issue here is like data is going to be duplicating. And we want this to be like a... The way I did it was I converted it to JSON and I converted it back, which is not a crazy take. Should I just do that? Am I going into mobile dev? I already made mobile games, well, not mobile games, mobile applications before. But right now I'm working on my desktop application. So it all depends like wherever the fuck I land on, what I want to build, where is the best place to deploy it, where is it most useful, and I just go into that. What am I studying in uni? Computer science. Rather the cooked major, as you can say. I just troll about that. Computer science is not cooked, chat. That's what a comp sci major would say, though. What ID am I using right now? Anti-gravity? I'm using VS Code right now. Although I did use anti-gravity for a bit, I just found that you can literally just use Gemini 3 literally in your fucking in VS Code anyways. So, although I am like also switching between Z and VS Code, it's just that like the dev tooling for my application is so much better on VS Code. I feel like it's only cooked if you don't build a good network. Yeah, network maxing and getting a good network in CompStat can literally take you from 0 to hero. You don't even have to know shit entirely, right? To be able to like a good network can get you anywhere. So networking is heavily important. And I would say as well, like building projects. A lot of people like only follow their school projects and don't go outside and put work outside of school. And that also shoots them in the foot. You gotta like for comp sci, at least in the current day and age, you've gotta put efforts outside of school. Especially if your school has a trash ass curriculum as well, because that's another thing. You can pay for college, pay 40K a year just to not learn like actual relevant shit. And that just sucks. What projects would you recommend, bro? I would honestly recommend, like, I don't quote unquote recommend a type of project. Often, what I say is that you should come up with your own project idea yourself, but the way to come up with that project idea, I do give you, which is my philosophy for that is find something in your life that pisses you off and use code to fix it. Now, determining by like your, like, determine by your like level of skill, it'll depend how far you're, how it determines like. Sorry, I need to like rephrase this. By your level of skill determines what scale of project you choose to take, what problem you choose to solve. If you're really new into coding, you haven't had much time with like working on projects, you might choose a small problem. For example, for me, my quote unquote small problem was a grade calculator for my entire school, and it actually like blew up to be like an actual really impactful tool, right? So solving a simple problem might not, it's not always means like you're making like a trash application necessarily, right? So yeah, that's my entire philosophy. Find something in your life that pisses you off and use code to fix it. and that's usually how you get into a project. Long-term question, but if your game gains traction, am I selling? It like this application or like the Roblox game? If the Roblox game gains traction, um, well, I'm just gonna leave it and get money from it. Why would I sell it? Like honestly, like if I just leave the game, I just get money from it passively. It's like, would I sell for a big amount of money now or like the long-term drip feed like later? What do you prefer, light mode or dark mode for coding? And what do you think people use light mode? So actually, I am a light mode endorser. Okay, so I'm gonna give you my experience. Pre my entire life, I have been using dark mode like really, really like religiously. I would never, ever, ever touch light mode until I started like programming outside my MacBook, like just during the day, like going to Starbucks, like doing other stuff. And I realized that low key, it's kind of hard to code midday outside using dark mode. And that is because like you can literally see yourself in the reflection because the screen is so dark. So more often than not, they're like having like glare and stuff like on the screen, and you're like, yo, what the fuck am I looking at? But when you switch to light mode, like during midday, it's low key fire, bro. Like you can see everything. Is great. Is better for visibility. But it honestly just sucks for during the night. So on my PC, I'm in dark mode. On my MacBook, I'm on light mode. So that's how I go. I'm like between two markets. Now, if you're doing light mode at night, you are the devil. There's no other way to say it about it. Light mode at night is the devil. I don't care. There's no amount of convincing you can tell me that, hey, no, it helps my visibility. No, it's dark. It's at night. You can see. Like humans were adapted for this. Also fucks up your circadian rhythm, honestly. So that too. Instead of coding, it's better to scroll. Yes, it's working. I think there's actually an IDE. No IDE that has like gambling and brain rot. Brain rot IDE. This is real, by the way. Cloud Labs is literally an IDE that lets you like gamble on the side. And this got into YC, by the way. This is a YC company in the Big 25. Look at this. Look at this, bro. What the fuck is this guy doing? He's gambling. This is the new generation, chat. This is the new generation. Scrolling on yes, we've lost the plot. We have lost the fucking plot, bro. This is the new generation. I should give this IDE a try. Yo, Loki, where's it at? Let me download it. Let me download it. You think like it has like pop-ups? Holy shit, look at it. So analytics, you see low key. Ooh, entertainment. Ooh, Instagram. Try checking out the programming community called Impen. What? Like, hold on. Let me say this right now. Let me see that. .dev. It's a community. Wow. Okay, we'll look into it then. Hey, this is Japanese. I can read that. All right. How's it going, that Cloud? How's it popping? All right. Pricing. There's pricing. Okay, so cashback mini games. What do you mean cashback mini games? How do you get cash back? Brain rot productivity integration, community support, a full Cloud Code integration. Low key. Should I get it? Choose my brain rot. Subway Surfers prediction markets. Yeah, they need to fix their site, by the way. The selecting is not selecting, but that's besides the point. TikTok, Clash Royale, Subway Surfers. I like those three. I want brain rot. I need to sign in to download. Yes, it's working. It's like the red. Yeah, it's like the Subway Surfers. Oh, I need to enter the email key. All right, let's do this on my second monitor. Chat, can we do that on my second monitor, chat? Yes, we can. Alrighty, I'm gonna switch accounts to check that code. Oh wait, I need a key. Oh, I don't have an access code. Oh shit. Right, maybe they'll give it to me. I'll send them some vids. Maybe they'll give it to me, chat. Damn, I don't have an access code, chat. Heartbroken. Heartbroken. I can't even beat brain rot in 2025. Come on, bro. All right. Let's go back to programming in a non-brain rotted IDE. All right, let's look at this. I wonder how they're gonna get Clash Royale working on in the IDE though. Is a community that are many great IT people such as AI engineers, software engineers, and cybersecurity. I'll definitely look at it. I'll put in my pin tabs and check it off stream. Let's look at that. Program me an AI girlfriend. I wish, bro. I wish, but you know, it's not conducive because if I program an AI girlfriend now, then it's gonna be worse than the AI girlfriends in the future. And if you do that correct, like that time investment, if we just wait for it to happen, then it's gonna be advanced. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. You play Clash Royale? No, I don't play Clash Royale. My friends do though. Like they're actually like my roommates literally play that shit every single day. You need help to assess the UI and UX of your website? Drop it in chat. Drop it in chat or in Discord and I'll check it out. But I'm lonely now. We're all lonely. But there's one thing and one thing that is proven, 100% scientifically proven to cure loneliness. You know what it is? Programming. Like literally, I'm telling you, as Dr. Dara, I've been a doctor for 10 years, almost no, 18 years in my life experiences. Every time I felt lonely and I opened VS Code, my loneliness was immediately cured because of the fact that the code was just like speaking to me, bro. Like code loves you. Code will always be there for you. Code will never leave you. Code will never tell you that, hey, can you go and get me blah, blah, blah. No, code always wants you to be there and to improve it. And most importantly, your code grows with you. It gets better with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it also gets you a job as well. Tap into that mind frame as well. csc9.vercel.app. All right, let's look at this. Alrighty, this is a ID card generator. I like this little UI animation thing there. Cosmetic features, blah blah blah. Ooh. I like the animations and stuff here. Let's see what else is there. Blast off to success. Okay. Blip blip blip. How it works. Create professional ID cards in 4 simple steps. Custom design, add steps. Oh, and this I can see there like cards as well. No, that's cool. Do you have any gaming consoles or handhelds? I do want to get a handheld. I don't have any handheld right now. I've been primarily like a PC type of guy, so I never had a need for a quote unquote handheld. But I am planning on getting one for next summer because I'm going to be in Seattle and I can't bring my entire PC with me like to Seattle just because of the fact that I don't know what the fuck's going to happen to it. So I'm probably going to get a Steam Deck, get a new MacBook, and literally just like live vicariously through that method. It's still a prototype, but there's no backend there. Okay, that makes sense. And so you can generate IDs through here using ID templates. Okay. Meet the team. So this is like all of y'all. Nice. And y'all have like different like generate. That's actually fire. And you have IDs as well. I mean, I like the design here. I would say like maybe the back, because like you guys just started, right? So I like the core concepts you have right here entirely. I would say like maybe this background gradient here might not be it. That's just my opinion, like my opinion, specifically like a design opinion. Maybe make like the gradient. Ooh, you guys should look into grainy gradients, like this entire design style. Grainy gradients, like this entire design style, you should look into it and stuff and see if you can like do something with that. That's my thing. And then apart from that, I guess backend is not here yet, so I'm not gonna like judge anything else. But yeah, design is pretty fire. I love like the little like 3D effect y'all go with it here. Really like it. So yeah. I'm not sure Steam Deck or Nintendo Switch 2. Oh, Steam Deck overly. It depends on what type of person you are though. Do you really like Nintendo games? Do you really love Nintendo games? If you do, then go into like the Nintendo Switch 2. But if you just want to play games in general, the Steam Deck is going to give you so much more value for your money. Like so much more value for your money, honestly. And plus, when like Switch 2 emulation hopefully comes out, you'll probably be able to do that on your Steam Deck as well. And there are no real Switch 2 exclusives yet, so that's also a thing. Except from like Mario Kart like 8. No, Mario, is it Mario Kart 8? I think it is Mario Kart World 8. I don't know, a couple of things. Alrighty, let's look at the data types. So it's a Hive object, blah blah blah. Oh, this thing is I have to do. Can I do a copy with to make them? No, no, no. All right. Uh, I wonder the reason why I'm not passing the same reference to this entire object. Isn't this a bad way to go about things here? I should really think about that. What earphones are those? These are the Nothing Ears. These are the Nothing Ear 2026. And the reason why I have them is because I have an Android phone, and these are currently like one of the best like Android like earbuds like ever, currently for the price and performance. And also they have like really cool design. What am I looking for here? I love Nothing phones also. Yes, I do want to potentially get a Nothing phone, but my issue is that I'm wondering if I should stick up for Android any longer, cuz I'm going to be like going to tech events like next year and all that stuff. And a lot of people, they touch tips to get like a pause, but they touch tips to get contacts. And I'm on an Android and I can't do that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's happened to me in college as well. I'm like, bro, is it really worth having an Android just to miss out on all these other like events, especially in the US of A? If you live in the UK, it's not really that much common as it is here. But like without having an iPhone here, you kind of like handicapping your social life. And as somebody who believes social maxing is very important, we gotta like have some leeway with that. But I'm definitely gonna get like a fun phone, uh, and then iPhone just for like social stuff. Let's see this though. Can I just do the JSON conversion thing? I mean, this is technically just a string. All right. I think if we do we have a copy with here? We can just copy with now. Uh, and this is all a string, so there's not really any. It should be fine. I should be fine. All right. Strategy provider. But strategy page lineups. We can just do this honestly, and I'll fix this later. To do deep copy. I'm probably gonna end with something like that. That's why. Uh, uh, End up with something like what, Tony? Can you give me like reference? All right, let's look at this. So we have lineups here, and I put a to do for myself to fix eventually. Figure out the radius of what orb is. This stage orb? This was quite a while ago. I can take that to do out. And this is attack deprecated. This isn't strategy adapter. Don't worry, adapters don't matter. We just ignore stuff from here, honestly. I listen to Miku music. I'm listening to like a copyright free what is it? Copyright free brain break core thing, right? And I guess I think Miku is on there. Probably, I don't know. There's probably some Vocaloid stuff on there. 2.6 to 3.2 GPA this first college semester. I don't even know what my GPA looks like, and honestly, I'm a bit worried to check. So I can just say that I haven't gotten anything below a B, but I do have to lock the fuck it and get more A's. Cracked. Thank you, nice. Let's see. I have a couple of finals coming along the way. Holy crapperoni, I want to jump off the nearest building. Let's save this. Let's also fix some Dart type data. Is this even necessary? This is the image provider, right? Type data is no longer necessary at all. Let's look at this. Have adapters, drawing provider, fix TS later. Don't worry. This is not even needed. We're not even adding this feature. Have adapters, strategy provider, archive isn't necessary. Alright. I just want to nuke all of the other. The prefix as place isn't lowercase. Do we even need this? Because I already changed image provider .darts. There's no need for this prefix now. Of course, it's gonna cause a bunch of errors, but we'll look into this. Yeah, there's literally no need for this prefix, so we'll just have this like this. No more prefix needed. Where did you start learning with AI? I honestly started learning with AI about literally when ChatGPT came out, because I was one of the first people that used it. I remember the first week that ChatGPT came out. Oh boy, I was cheating on my English classes, bro. Nobody could catch me in that bitch. But besides the academic stuff, right? Fuck, like remove all of that, right? I've been using ChatGPT to learn all the way since when it came out. And honestly, if ChatGPT came out in 2030 or like 2 years earlier, I would have been a goated ass dev. But you know what? Life happens. And I had to like find a balance between like quote unquote auto generating code and actually trying to figure out what the fuck am I like reading and what I'm trying to learn from it, right? And I believe the best approach to learn with ChatGPT is to literally like treat it as like a rubber ducky, like where you can literally talk with it and like figure out, hey, how do I get through this problem? How like explain this function and what it does? Like use it more as like a glorified search engine rather than like a auto code writer thing. I mean, you're selling the Roblox game as you need to update it quite often to increase and keep players. Oh, now I'm definitely selling it, bro. I don't got time for that shit. Hey, man, I'm having issue accessing a method outside of function. And can't take it out because of context. Having issue accessing a method outside its function. Like, can you give me more context on that? Like, Loki, that's like vague as fuck. Can't you just like what is it called? There's a thing called dependency inheritance or whatever. It's like somebody elevating the state, rather state elevation. Not proud, but I've been using ChatGPT since first half of 2023 in 9th grade, back when it was niche. Yes, bro. Me and you, 17, we were there when it first came out when it was mad niche, bro. And we were running everything. But eventually I had to retire. No more GPT, guys. And also because, like, again, I don't have any language classes anymore, so I don't have a need for it. Programmer that actually uses Linux. Chat, I'm using Windows, chat. Is this W LARP? Am I LARPing right now? W Linux LARP. But I have used like Linux machines in the past though. So you don't use AI? Yes, in school. I don't use AI for my schoolwork at all. Absolutely not. That's absolutely abhorrent. Why would I ever use AI for schoolwork? Disgusting. Tisk tisk tisk. No WSL. I do have WSL. For a different reason though. I had to use the Solana package, and they only have built versions for Mac OS and Linux. So whenever I wanted to run it on my PC, I had to use WSL to interact with it. But apart from that, like no. But for coding, do I use AI? Yes and no. I like to keep my AI usage to a minimum. I often use it to write stuff I don't care about. Or, like you can see, I literally have, like, GPT on the right here, right? Using it for, like, prototyping or stuff I don't care about. Or if using it for rubber ducking and, like, talking to it and conversing to it about the code. How do I write this? How do I implement this? How do I go forward with this, quote-unquote? I'm just going through that entire pipeline. But, yeah. What are we building here? I'm working on my application called Icarus. Icarus is an open source Valorant strategy creator. It's a tool to allow Valorant players and Valorant esports teams in general to be able to plan strategies for the game of Valorant, inside of the game of Valorant, outside of the game of Valorant. And the most important part about the application is it's broken because I keep fucking things up. I'm currently changing. Okay, let's close this and open the current working version, which is the one in production. Yeah, so this is it right here. It's a Valorant strategy planning tool for the game of Valorant, and it's most important for like esports teams and pro teams in general because they're able to plan strategies for the game of Valorant by having a way of having in-game context, right? So yeah, so it has all the characters, has all the abilities, and it has all of their like sizes as well, right? So that's like really important because people are able to come in and place like, for example, this ability. This ability is 1-for-1 2 scale with how it behaves within a game of Valorant. So you can kind of see how this becomes like really important in terms of like representing data and like showing certain skills. Um, Hello, sir. I'm a Flutter dev from Indonesia. How's it going? All right, let's open the actual version because that is for a demo state. All right, let's go back to because I'm modifying data types right now, so like the app is gonna break very quickly as I'm like going in and patching stuff in and out. So we added this here, and we need to add deep copy soon. Deep copying soon, TM. Um, let's see this as well, and I want to. Okay, this is list from JSON, and this is like all of that JSON stuff, which I quite frankly do not care that much about. The main issue here is the from JSON, and that which we don't need necessarily, I would say. Oh, list from JSON though. We might need this because we use this to so let's just do JSON conversion, honestly. It's necessary. It's a necessity in this world. All right. So I'm just gonna model and take off my other implementations of this. So place text is probably a good way to start. Place classes. So I'm gonna close GPT here, and then we're gonna close this as well, and yeah, we're gonna go into almost max. So yeah, how's it going, babe? Whoa, you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean that was the name though. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. List. Okay, place classes. We're doing at JSON serializable. It's been a while since I've touched this entire package, so it takes me quite a bit to get some stuff done. But that's why you always have your code for reference. Thanks for the follow, Bay. And leak security as well. All right, let's look at this. So we have lineups, and I'm just gonna copy this entire thing. So what this essentially what this package does is that it code generates like JSON conversions for your data types. So if you go into here, give me un segundo. Can I go to definition? That'll be go to definition. You see, like all this is generated code. So by having this at symbolizer here, all of my code is getting generated when I run the build runner. So I sold my Roblox game, don't have time for that. And I got shit exams as well. Damn, that's yeah, I mean that's valid though. That's honestly valid and not crazy. JSON serializable using annotation. I need to import the library, don't I? Alright, let's do that. And let's look at placed text. This is like a huge way to check and make sure I know what the fuck I'm doing here. So this is JSON serializable lineup. All of this seems valid. And then what we are looking for essentially is to just copy this entire shtick we got right here. All right, so instead of place text, we're gonna have it be lineup and then lineup. And then yep. Do all that work for me. And then that makes sense, right? It should work. All right. Now, the issue is that this does not exist yet. That's fine. It's going to happen soon. And what we have to do as well is to do the same here. We want to tag simple with JSON serializable. And we do the exact same thing. So we copy this right here. And yeah, this should be right, hopefully. Yep. All right. Now that we have this set up, we can add the proper tags up here, which is you have to do this entire class name plus G, so it knows that it's the right importer. So lineup, it's gonna be lineup provider. Oh, I'm gonna have to change the file where this is at though. No. You know what? I am not. Should I be lazy enough? I should be lazy enough and fix this the right way. All right, we're gonna move this to. Actually, it's still in const though. So technically, am I wrong? I just have to move the provider out rather. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, it does help having the data type and the stuff all in one place though. So I'm gonna evaluate whether it's right to switch it to another file, honestly, because right now it's so small that it doesn't really matter in terms of coding standard stuff, and it's much far more convenient to have it all in one file here than to have it be separated. All right, let's go to terminal and let's just run build runner chat. All right. Thanks for follow Crown T. Again, if y'all have any questions, comp sci coding, like tech, AI, anything in general, I'm here to answer. That's what I'm here for. Here to chat with y'all about stuff. So yeah. And all right, build runner is running and code gen is happening. Let's give it quite a bit for it to run. Incremental build. All right, did it run? Is it done? Is it done, chat? It's done. Now you can see my code is no longer erroring out, which is what we want to see. Now, it's saying this method does not override inherited method. So we're just going to take override out because that actually comes from a previous thing within. So no override, boom, meta, right? Now that we have this here, now we can convert them to JSON and from JSON. So technically we can make a deep copy with here, which is absolutely not crazy. I don't see why we don't do that. Except, do we need even need a copy width individually here? Not necessarily. I love the copy width pattern though. We'll think about it very deeply. All right, let's do this though. All right. And first of all, we have to take this entire thing. Can we like, I'm thinking about this a lot, and technically we can just do copy width for this since it's literally just 2 strings, right? But we have to do a deep copy width for this simply because of the fact that we're accessing place agent, and when you access place agent, shit gets critical essentially. What am I coding right now? I'm working on the saving system for a new feature I am adding, which is called lineups. So lineups is a way for you to have an ability and a image associated together, right? To cross them together. So take for example this, right? So I'm going to add a character. This is the character here, and we're going to add the ability, which is the smoke right here. And we're going to do next, and we're going to add options to add a YouTube link or add an image. So we're going to add an image right here, and we're going to add King Von in here. So let me look for an image of King Von real quick. I don't know why my images are not loading. Oh yeah, so I have King Von right here. Now we just added King Von to the images, and we're gonna say, "Ha, I'm the Grim Reaper of O Block." This is what we're coding, guys. I'm the Grim Reaper of O Block, and we add that. Boom. Now you see this, you highlight over it. It says, "I'm the Grim Reaper of O Block," right? And when you click on it, boom, you get jump scared by King Von, right? So that's literally what we're adding right now, and I'm adding the system to save this to file. Because the main issue right now, what happens is that whenever I restart the application, this specific feature does not save. And that's because I haven't added it to the entire system yet. Smart ass. Yes. Yes. I'm aspiring to be something, chat. I'm the King Von of coding, chat. All right. Ooh. That's low-key mad scary, though. Look at this, though. Like, I'm going to clip it, and some people are actually going to get scared. All right, let's go to... That's tough. Thank you, Sosa. Alrighty, let's go to... Oh, TikTok is so bad. Alright, do y'all want to learn some new lingo? I can't remember this new lingo. Alright, it's called Laurie. It's lame and sorry, all in one sentence, right? So if you just say Laurie, you cut it. You cut it. Now something is Laurie, right? When something is Laurie, it's lame and sorry. Tap into the lingo. I just made it up just now. Let's look at this. So in lineup, we have a copy width here. So now that we have a copy width, we can essentially, I want to look at reference. Looking at references is very, very important. So I can know how my previous systems work and not get too in over my head. Strategy page, and let's look at this site for reference. Why am I skipping class? Because I watched the lecture on my iPad, Braz. And also I have to go home early today, so. Let's see here. Uh, let's look at this right here. Line up simple data ID, and we want to go down to this exact point right here. Okay. So if you look at the way I even writing my copy with method, I am essentially just doing object to JSON, and I wonder why I'm doing that. Um, the main issue with using copy with is that okay, let's figure this out with ChatGPT. How long have we been coding for? I've been coding for about 6 or 7 years. I started in about like 2019, 2020, and initially I was making Scratch games, and then I went on to start doing like Roblox development, and then I went on to start making Unity games, and then I took a break from programming all entirely because I was like, you know what, fuck it, this is not my shit, and then I got back into it, doing like what I would say 2022, 2023, when I was making applications, and since then I've been programming consistently. So yeah. Well, as consistent as possible. If you look at my GitHub graph, it's pretty sparse. I would say I program a lot in class for like just class stuff. But in terms of like anything else, if you look at my graph right here, so locked in this year, chopped last year, chopped the year before that, chopped the year before that, and chopped even more chopped the other years before that. So yeah. But this year we're locked year. Yeah, this would fall Delp. Alrighty, let's look at this right here though. Uh, all right, let's look for article to read on the other side though. Let's see. Bun, bot, anthropic, bot, bun. We'll read this article later, and that'll be fine. Alrighty, let's look into this side right here, right? Lineup provider. So this is all the context for this, and this is the actual page provider. And I'm noticing a pattern in the fact that I did just do a copy with here. I mean, which makes relative sense. This is a simple number, right? Uh, where do sites store data? It all depends. Some sites store data on your actual like PC. Take for example stuff like Excalibur, simply because of like the fact that you have like what is it called? You have IndexedDB. You can store stuff exactly on your PC, and your app doesn't need like live sync stuff. There's no need to touch the web, right? But if you're doing stuff like live sync, for example, let's say Google Docs, they use a database storage, which could be anything from just like SQL to having an entire like framework around it, being like whatever, like Supabase, Firebase, Convex, like and different database providers and all that stuff. So it all depends on what platform you are, like quote unquote. But yeah. What language do I code the app in? I code the app in Dart. And Dart is a language for the Flutter framework, and the Flutter framework allows you to develop applications on Windows, Mac OS, iOS, Linux, anywhere you can think of. Flutter can probably produce an app on that platform. So yeah. All right. Let's look at the freaking packet code here. All right, so I'm looking at this little shtick right here that we have going on. So in strategy page, I wonder if there's a need to do a deep copy with this. I wonder if we can just copy with the entire thing. Um, mm, um, mm, 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 I feel like I'm thinking a lot. I mean, technically it's not the same object, no? I think it's totally fine to function through that method. AWS is taking my job with AWS DevOps agent. Like, really? Let me look at this. They did do a live stream yesterday, no? The like AWS did a bunch of like live stream. AWS DevOps agent. Let's look at this. Frontier agent. When was this released? The article? I guess it was released recently. So a bunch of people have been using it. And what does it do essentially? Automated incident coordination, prevent future operational incidents. Okay, let's look at this right here. The console documentation, accelerate, blah blah blah, and this is like an article, news blog. Huh. Honestly, I have no idea about DevOps stuff. I wonder how well it works. I feel like we all going to be replaced by AI. Yes, twin. We are all gonna be cooked. And I'm trolling though. If you know what you're doing, you'll be fine. Uh, AWS. I feel like I have literally zero things to say about the DevOps agent because I don't do DevOps, so I can't say anything. So yeah, let's look at that though. But I mean, find something who's more informed on the topic. So maybe somebody who's like a DevOps guy, and ask for his opinion on it. Because I wonder how well it would be, or would work rather. Have an AI agent control all of that stuff. Let's be for real. Max 4 years from now, we're all gonna be getting replaced. I wouldn't say that. The future is very turbulent. Things can change. Um, so yeah, I don't think we're gonna get replaced just due to the nature of models in general. It's nigh impossible to fully replace a human, especially if you're developing something really novel, or you need to develop something that's fully featured. You need people who actually know what the fuck is going on there, so you can't like replace a person, quote unquote. It's mainly incident management stuff. Okay, so if it's only incident management stuff, then you should be fine as long as you learn to use it and make yourself the better person, right? If you can use it to accelerate yourself and make yourself 10 times more valuable because of your skill in the usage of that tool, then I feel like that's a better route to go than to say that, hey, this is gonna quote unquote take my job. Because no, it's just another tool in the toolbox, right? What am I working on? I'm working on my application called Icarus. Icarus is a Valorant strategy creator. It's a tool to allow Valorant players to plan strategies inside of the game of Valorant, outside of the game of Valorant. Um, is it worth it to be a web dev in this time? Yeah, definitely. It depends. Like, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a web dev? Like, deep down, do you want to be a web dev? If you do, then go into it. Web dev is his entire shenanigans on its own. And if you're an expert at the web, you will always be welcome and you will always be needed. Uh, I don't know why my chat isn't working on the other side again. So it's just a desktop app to use Valorant. It's API. Valorant doesn't have an API publicly available. So it's actually a Valorant strategy planner. So tool to like lets you make playbooks and stuff, and it has all the ability data and all the agent data and all of that TS. Riot does not have a publicly available API, and even when they do, they don't have stuff like ability size or ability data. It's not like yeah, basically. Uh, I have a advanced diploma in software engineering. I haven't landed a job since I graduated. Should I get a BCSE degree? Um, I have zero idea, honestly. Like, would it be worth it for you? Because a lot of the times when people are not like getting, I'd rather you put the effort into like building a really good project and then also going to hackathons, connecting with people, and like literally just going out and maximizing your surface area on all those several points, than you committing time to a degree that you might not even learn stuff from if you already know what you're doing in programming, rather, right? Um, Good UX can never be replaced by AI. I know. I literally like struggle with that every single day. They're trying to find good UI UX like paradigms, and like just getting stuff to look good as well is quite an issue. Of course I do need to redesign my app a little bit. There's some things that like just don't I do not cohesive, just seemingly because of the fact that I added them like years ago, not years ago, but rather months ago, and now the entire framework is like my entire view of it has changed like quite a bit. So just like general things. Um, uh, do you remember me from like a week ago? I made a vibe coding app to make vibe coders. You use 6K MMR. How the fuck did you do that, Ecom? Holy crap! Well, good job then. Fucking vibe coder app. Holy trap. Yo, W sequel. Um, how do you get their skills if their API is not available? Do I have to make my own API for that? Essentially yes and no. I just literally go on the Valorant wiki page because people have those like documented and have done like actual work for that. I love the guys that maintain this entire wiki, and I literally go through all the characters and get all their abilities and categorize them to certain things and build like the data models and figure out, hey, what size the character ability should be. There's an entire like file right here. So hold on. This is the entire data file of everything right here. So yeah, of all the characters, all of their abilities and all that stuff. So yeah. Um, Why choose the Flutter as a language though? It has to be the lowest amount of jobs and a bad salary. Yeah, I chose Flutter not as I'm not a Flutter developer. I literally chose this application, like this language, quote unquote, to build my application. I'm not looking to apply as a Flutter developer. I'm using it to build my application. Like it's just a framework. Like people often like try to base frameworks around their entire lives. A framework is a tool that was developed for a specific purpose, and if the framework aligns with what you want to do, choose it any day. Like yeah, that's my entire stick right there, right there. Um, what do you think I should focus on? AI or machine learning or DevOps? What do you want to focus on? I don't want to direct people into a certain path where they might A, not be suited towards, and B, might not even like, or they might get ruined because of the job market gets cooked on that side, right? So what do you want to do? And what are you more interested in? Because that's going to make you like 10x better than anybody else who joins the field and doesn't have that same advantage that you have, right? So you got to like choose works that aligns with your strengths and your interests. How did I get the Amazon internship? Is that what you're saying? I think I saw that right. I got the Amazon internship through the Amazon Future Engineer program. So the Amazon Future Engineer program is a program for people in their senior year of high school, and they basically are able to apply. And you go through this like rigorous process where you write a bunch of essays, you show your academic achievements, your tech achievements, I guess your leak code, your GitHub, all that BS gets evaluated into one little shtick, and then they choose people. And last year they only chose 400 people, and I was a part of them. So yeah. What do you think I should focus? Oh, I haven't read that question. Is I can't lie. TS is tough as hell. Amazon Armenia HQ, is it? I'm only gonna go to like the one in Seattle, so HQ1. Let me see. Armenia HQ. What does it look like? Do you think a truly passive income stream is possible? I mean, yeah. I mean, of course you need upward investment, but like smart investing is a quote unquote truly passive income stream up to a certain level. If you have a lot of money, it's literally gonna be like free bread, right? Yeah, but you need to do work to get to that passive income level. And I guess there's technically not a truly passive income thing. There's like this entire obsession about passive income, which is like not really possible. It's only possible for like the top 1%, right? And they did stuff to get to that like quote unquote passive income. So is it really passive? Or yeah, that's my entire shtick of that. What does my application do? So my application is a Valorant strategy planning tool. It's a tool to allow esports teams and pro players in general in Valorant to be able to plan strategies for the game of Valorant, inside of the game of Valorant, outside of the game of Valorant. And the thing about it is that whenever you want to plan strategies for Valorant, right, it's nigh impossible just due to the fact that Valorant's a hero shooter, meaning that you need to have there's different characters with different abilities, and all these abilities have different sizes as well, right? So it's kind of nigh impossible to be able to get all that single data in one go, right? And that's exactly what my application is for. My application brings in all that in-game context and brings in all the abilities as well, and brings in how they behave on the map. So if you look at this ability, for example, you see like the sizes and the ranges and the way it functions. All of this is one for one to how stuff behaves within the game of Valorant. So you can kind of see how this becomes really important, because you are able to plan strategies as well as having note-taking tools like images, adding text as well, and all of that like jargon and drawing as well. So like you can see how like that becomes really fire. How do you create the map like the tool use? So the way I created the map, as I kid you not, this is like the only way to do it, is to go onto like the Valorant wiki or whatever, switch up the maps, and literally like hand draw them and trace them, because I needed them in an SVG format so that the map like would scale no matter your screen size, and there was no quote unquote SVG out, so I had to go in and like do it myself, which is quite a pain. I hate the fact that I have to do that, but it is what it is. Today's leak code challenge got me cooked. Should I try it? I low-key suck at leak code. That's like one thing I actually suck at. What is your idea of a top 1%? How much money to be considered a top 1%? I mean, in terms of being a top 1% earner, I think about 150K or 200K a year is top 1%. Even 100K is cutting it close to be like top 5%. Because a lot of people are not making that much money. Like people just don't realize that like we are like regular social media, we're only seeing the exempt few, like the top 1%ers every single day, and we think, oh yeah, everybody's a top 1%. No. Um, what do you think my project will be finished? Honestly, I think my project will be finished in around like 2 to 3 months. I mean, look, we are literally in an almost finished state. The stuff I'm lacking on right now is like quality of life features, right? And I'm slowly gonna be implementing that when like with time. Uh, so the sites of those skills are accurate. That's crazy. Yes, bro. I kid you not. I had to do like, I thank God I did this in the early days of testing of the game, but I had to go into the game and like go, like I figure out the scaling for abilities. Then I would take the numbers from the wiki and make sure they're confirmed with the actual game until like I finally figured out, hey, this is like the 100% correct scale for that. And not only that, I had this bug in my like code. Well, not really a bug in my code, more like a mental framework. Is that initially in my application, I have a like a simple number that is the scaling size from the image to the actual in-game scaling size, right? But the issue with that is that even though the maps are like on my screen the same size, in the physical space of the game, the maps are vastly different sizes, right? So I have to as well like include a scaler for that as well. So every map I have to test each ability on every map as well. It's a whole different stick. I hate that bullshit, but it is what it is. Is bro making Valorant 2.0? Yes, actually, I'm making Valorant 2.0. Um, you can be earning like 1% and not be a 50% good dev. Yeah, I mean it's much more harder nowadays because hey, the tech industry is taking a nosedive. Hiring, getting your job is just harder now. So yeah, give it a look. They say that Google asks it from time to time. It's the 36251. Uh, what are you talking about, Sam? Can you give me some context? Oh, the leak code. All right. You should take this opportunity to make it better than Valorant. That's exactly what I'm doing. You can actually download it and test it right now. It's called Icarus, and it is on the Microsoft Store. And so the reason why it's on the Microsoft Store and not web is because it allows for local strategy saving, so you can save your strategies without having to pay for shit, right? Which is really important. And I've also made some like tiny UX and UI features to make it like quote unquote better than Valorant Plant. For example, you have all your characters on the right side of the screen, so you can easily access them, as well as being able to what is it? Have pages, an infinite amount of pages. You can have an infinite amount of pages in my application, right? That's also a really important and huge factor. And so there's just several other stuff that just makes it the better option, right? I am lacking on certain features though. For example, what is it? I'm lacking on naming points on the map, as well as what am I lacking on as well? Oh, view cones. That's pretty much it. Uh, I think I might take your idea, but in a MOBA game. I mean, definitely go and like look into it. My actual application is open source, meaning that the entire goal of this is to when it's open source, mean that if I do abandon it, somebody can take it and work on it as well. And two, you can actually kind of fork it and make it for other games because the entire like ability placement framework and all that stuff is in the application. And all you have to do is probably change the images and change the ranges of stuff and change the scaling and change the maps. But all of the entire like frameworks that are there, the base frameworks are still going to be working. Thanks for follow, Sayo. Let's look at this right here though. All right, now we had like the JSON stuff, right? I want to ask GPT if I'm doing things the correct way here. So if we go to lineup provider and we go to right here, the main issue I have is that whenever I require drawing data and I do that, it's just going to be a list of that. So let me ask GPT a question about the nature of the actual language I am writing in. So let's ask. We're gonna go into ask mode. This is like the prime example of how do you use GPT. This is literally it, right? So I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna be like, yo, for darts, whenever you are referencing an object, is it's only when you're creating a new object from a previous one, is it only by reference when it's in a list, or is it by reference for simply passing the class? I want to know. That's if all the data types within the class are flats. Let me just ask that. Let me just ask that question. That's a good ask. How's it going, Cinnamon? All right, we'll see what Gemini. I probably should have not used Gemini and probably used GPT-5, but that's fine. I don't know how good Gemini is on answering questions. I know GPT-5 is very good because it's always like to the point and very clinical, which is what I need. I don't need like some buttered up BS. As object passed by reference, regardless of whether it's inside of the property class. Except pointless. New instances a shallow copy. When you create a project with copy with, you create a new container. However, the data new container without cloning it. Both the old and new data points put the same in a container widget. Doing this, view confers string block. This complete new object and complete new list. There are 0 shared references. For settings, you're doing this behavior. You're calling the method and returns a new instance of certain set. And however, the self has lists inside of it that are deep copied. The strategy settings does not have lists inside of it. This is just like meta. If. Okay, that's if. WW. What IDE is this? This is VS Code, chat. There's so many new IDEs. Everybody's asking me what IDE am I using. It's VS Code. Although I do switch between different IDEs like Z and anti-gravity, but my main runner is Z, and I use VS Code for debugging stuff, which I'm doing right now. Full stack or back end, I just do stuff essentially. So I lean full stack or back end, full stack rather. So full stack would be rather at front end or back end. Full stack usually. I build stuff myself, so I have to do every single part myself, and I have to learn back end and front end myself as well, which proved to be a challenge, but I am getting through it. Yes, I am using VS Code. What do you think about software engineering? I absolutely love software engineering. It's my little baby boy. In terms of like as a job, I think it's a pretty fire job as well. It all depends on your ability to stick with it. Software engineering and like coding in general is a labor of love. You're going to need to be consistent and show up every single day to be even remotely good at it. And it takes a lot of work. Did you already use Vim? Sam, I haven't got the chance to to hit up Vim lately. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft and just coding on the side, so I haven't had a free time. What about Cursor IDE? I haven't used Cursor just simply because of the fact they refuse to let me have the student plan, and I'm not paying $20 a month when I have GitHub Copilot for free on the student plan here. Like I have Copilot Pro for free here. So yeah. Unless Cursor decides that I get a free plan, I'm not using Cursor. It's just that simple. Any comments on Anthropic buying Bun? It's low-key meta. I was gonna like read an article on that. But from what I've been hearing about Anthropic buying Bun is that it sort of makes sense. Number one, Anthropic uses a lot of Bun stuff in-house anyways. So Claude Code is packaged with Bun, like literally like on every iteration, right? And it makes so much sense because Bun is not profitable right now, technically, because all they're doing is literally just building a framework package on investor money. So they literally have zero plans or zero concepts of being profitable. So by getting bought by Anthropic, that literally saves them, which is like meta, I think. So overall, Anthropic buying Bun, really good. I would say hopefully Anthropic doesn't bother anything that Bun are doing. Just leave the team to do whatever the fuck they want, because I feel like that's what they should be doing, and they shouldn't like interfere with the entire process. So as long as they just leave it as is and let them like run off like just like off the money, I guess I'm cool with it. Does Windsurf have a student plan? I think Windsurf has a student discount. I don't think they have a student plan. I remember looking into it. They have a student discount, 50% off. Yeah, a student discount, but not a student plan, bro. You don't give a fuck about y'all. Can you please give me an opportunity to have a student plan for Cursor? It would boost my career. I don't have a student plan as well, Twin. I was just talking about like how Cursor hoed me and didn't give me a student plan. How many time have you been working with your map tool? I've been working on this for I've been working on this for about 12 months, honestly. Because remember, I started this project in November. So this time last year, I started my current project in November this time last year in high school. So if you look at this is probably like Icarus stuff. Yeah, so I started around this time last year. But why buy bun if they can vibe code their own bun? Maybe you won't get replaced by AI. Vibe coding bun is terrible. Bun does really complex stuff, and it's also built in Rust as well. So you have like less reference for actual Rust code. So yeah. And also it's more. Let's think about it. Why would you spend extra time to vibe code your own internal tool that you have to maintain and put resources towards when there is a better one available publicly that is just like not a cost to you? Like, you know what I mean? It makes like so much sense to literally buy the company that already does stuff. That's why a lot of big companies don't spin up entire sections when we want to go into a new industry. Just buy a company in the industry already. Think about it. When Facebook wanted to switch into VR stuff, they didn't start up their own internal VR company. They bought Oculus. When fucking what is it? Google wanted to do like AI, like wanted to do stuff for IDEs. They poached people from the Windsurf team. Like, companies do this where it's far more efficient to get people who already know their stuff than to like build up those internal resources all over again. That's just way too much work and way too much money as well. What's the most useful stuff you use from GitHub Student Pack thing? The most useful stuff. Well, I guess Copilot. Like, literally having Copilot for free is the most useful stuff from the GitHub Pro plan. Apart from that, I would say, what else? I don't remember all the stuff it gives me, low key. I guess this pro tag is kind of cool, but apart from that, nothing like too serious. What's my dream job? My dream job is to work at a startup or to be relatively like high up in a company, like high up in terms of like rank, but high up in terms of like development, where I'm actually building stuff and actually making meaningful changes to the application, and I'm really passionate about what I'm working on. That is my dream job. And yeah. What coding languages do you use? I use a myriad of coding languages depending on what the fuck I'm doing. If I'm building a web app, I'm using like TypeScript, JavaScript, the classic. But for my application right now, I'm using Dart. Dart is a programming language for the Flutter framework, and because I've been building my app in the Flutter framework for like 12 months, I'm using the Flutter framework and Dart for like 12 months. And apart from that, Python for school, Java I learned it in high school as well. So school, Python, Java, I guess Lua from Roblox, and that's pretty much it. I'm saying to have a school student email. I can't give you my student email, Chet Twin. Probably like, I don't know what the easiest way to get a student email is. Go to your community college. That's another way to get a student email. Community college, and you get a free one from them. You don't have to pay to go into community college. You just like go in, and you only pay for the classes. No. Let's see right here. All right, let's look at this. Let me nuke this part as well. Ooh, can you infinitely just go higher and higher? There's no, oh, it becomes scrollable. Okay, noted. I was just testing to make sure my shit doesn't break. And do you use a Flutter Superbase or Flutter Firebase, and why? I haven't hit cloud stuff yet, but I'm planning to not actually use Superbase potentially. I am overwhelmingly against Flutter Firebase, not because of Flutter plus Firebase being a bad combo. They're a really good combo, but the issue of Firebase just being plain hot garbage. It's way too expensive for what it is, although it has an entire suite in one go. That is really nice. I know, it's really cool, but the pricing kind of sucks, as well as it's kind of difficult to get a secure Firebase, like to like figure out it's difficult to secure Firebase. Like, there's not enough documentation or not enough like information out there to get all that locked in. So it's very easy to make mistakes with Firebase. I just graded my computer engineer. I just graduated from computer engineering, and I'm feeling frustrated with the job market. For computer engineering, what are you planning on going into? Like hardware stuff or like more software leaning? Because I can give you a bunch of software advice, but I cannot. I don't know about the hardware space. It's quite difficult, like different, not difficult, right? Rather slightly different. So I don't know too much about it. Did I get Cloud Code yet? No, twin. I haven't got a Cloud Code yet. Dude. All right, let's look at this though. Should I just like fork over the $20 a month? I don't have that kind of money. That's it. We're gonna fight, bro. This guy's trying to force me to use Cloud Code. It's Cloud Code student discount. It's probably not. They're losing a lot of money on Cloud Code already. Education. We are not. We are not. There's no student discounts. Oh, primarily hardware. Oh, then the space is gonna be different. I'm just gonna give you some like general advice though. I would say, I guess you guys have like networking events as well, so competitions, hackathons, quote unquote. Hackathons could also help. Competitions, research, like just like cold emailing people might help as well. And that's pretty much all I can give you. I don't know too much about the hardware space right now and how it is. So yeah. Also, maybe LinkedIn helps with y'all as well. I don't know how different it is. Primarily hard. Okay. I'm impatient about college acceptance release. Yeah, it takes quite a bit to get your college acceptance release out entirely. I'm also waiting on an acceptance email from Tree Hacks, which is the hackathon at Stanford. And if I get in, this is literally one of the hardest hackathons to get into, by the way. So if I get in, I'm gonna like go ballistic. So yeah. We are waiting for when the decisions will come out. I think the decisions are coming out late January. Question mark. So yeah. When are they gonna tell us when the decisions are coming? I hope I know. This is 2025 and that's 2024. I think that makes sense. I've had a great internships. It's just that there are no junior dev jobs. Companies are happy to hire interns, but I don't want new grads. Do you have any contacts from your internships that you can like hit up to get like some sort of job from them? Like just hit them up and ask like, yo, can I get it? Is there any opportunity I can get into? Or you can literally apply for an internship, and usually you can go from internship to full-time really easy. Like, especially if you're new grad. I applied early action, and decisions come out this month. But it seems so close so far. I know, right? Whenever you're waiting for stuff, it like literally time slows to an absolute like crawl, right? What helped me get some good, I would say consistency as well as using ChatGPT. Oh, okay. Actually, consistency, being immersed, and ChatGPT. Top three ways I got good. All right. So consistency, literally every day, just clocking in programming for a few. Maybe it's not even every day, every 2 days. Like, you know, I take breaks, like as you can see sometimes, and just coming in consistently, just programming just makes me better in general. I would say, again, being immersed. When I mean being immersed, I mean watching videos about programming and being in the entire software engineering space, and like knowing what people are talking about, what's new, what's trending, what's the new tech, who did what, like all that jazz. Is being immersed in that space as well helps motivate me and keep me like locked in as well, and like learning new concepts, as well as I would say ChatGPT, because you can use it to learn so freaking fast. Because now you don't have to go to Stack Overflow when you have a problem, and you can have somebody you can at least like reach a solution with by just using ChatGPT, right? And learning new stuff. Unfortunately, they closed office, and I was in, and half of my team is still unemployed months later. Oh, that sucks. That absolutely just sucks. I honestly I don't. What could you even do for that situation? It just seems so shitty. I would say, yeah, maybe like again, networking events. Try to build stuff and post it online and see if you can get some contacts from there. the internet is very a good place to just market yourself entirely. So build stuff, post on LinkedIn. But don't post on LinkedIn as a bot. Like try to like put your personality on LinkedIn and be funny. That's probably gonna help you as well. Yeah, networking events. Try to meet people because like networking can get you from zero to hero. Honestly, apart from like just like pure applying, networking can get you in the door really heavily. But that sucks. This is such a horrible situation to be in for. Oh. Alright, let's lock back in. For lineups, this is deep copy CTM. It's just saying list to a new object, don't worry. And in terms of the object itself, is it worth I think it's worth doing that. Okay. What are some good profile projects? Good profile projects. Let's see. Oh yeah, my approach on that. So there's no well, my criteria for a good profile project is a project that, hey, did you learn a lot from this project? Yes, then it's a good profile project. Did you have a lot of users on this project? Yes, then it's a good profile project. That's literally the two barriers. Did you learn a lot, or did you have a lot of users? Those two will determine whether it's a good profile project or not. As well as, I guess the third one is more specific. If whether the job you're applying for is more inclined towards the tool you use to build that project, you can build that project on your like profile page. But those two requirements are what I use for good profile projects. Did the Huz like the project? No. There's no Huz in programming, bro. The only Huz you have is the code. Literally it. I couldn't say more, couldn't say less. Oh my god. Alright, let's lock in. How's it going, Tobias? That sounds sad though. But that's just the reality of shit. That's just reality. Yes, the Huz liked the project. Yes, the Huz said, yes, Dara, you're so good at programming. No, they didn't. Alright. Let's lock the fuck. Let's lock the fuck back here. I think we lost the plot. Yes, we as in me and you lost the plot. How's it going, Tobias? Thanks for following. Eddie's AI lab. How's it going, Eddie? Alright, let's go to the left and let's look at this right now. So honestly, I'm gonna stop being lazy. I'm gonna do the hard stuff. Alright, so essentially I just need to have a yep. Just do this. The issue here is I have to make this a copy with now. Images with a list of simple image data. So I have to technically, since simple image data is just a thing, I can just do this. Copy with that should be fine. Copy with images. Images.copy with copy with. Hold on, let me find the thing I'm looking for. If it gets mutated though, if your object is not getting mutated and it's a static object, is it really necessary to worry about it being passed by reference? Technically, no. Yeah, did I try anti-gravity? Yes, I give anti-gravity a try. But honestly, I kind of fell off it because number one, you can kind of use plan feature already in VS Code, and number two, anti-gravity was really buggy early on, and also there were limits on anti-gravity in terms of like how much you could use the agent. And I have a pro plan on Copilot, so I don't have limits on that as well. Yo man, remember me? I can't join your Discord. By the way, the link expired. Really? Let me look at it. me.dark.uk. If you click this link, it should take you to the Discord. It should. Okay, let me change my link tree. Link tree. We're gonna see my link tree change live chat. All right, let me copy the link right here, and I'm just gonna add it to here. Discord server, and then I'm just gonna copy the link URL, and that's literally it. Done. All right, that's it. You can check my link tree in my bio and like check it. All right, let's go back to this necessarily. So from what I'm hearing from these guys, object is static. Let's take for example simple image data. Does that matter? Technically, since it's still going to be the same. Let's take this and pump it here. I can just drop the entire code file now. Oh, that makes sense. Let's see. I probably shouldn't have used a reasoning model to ask these questions, but that's fine. How do you open the search bar out of nowhere, Twin? All right. This is called Zen browser. So my browser allows me to be able to open the search bar by pressing Control T and being able to type like that. So if you want to be able to do that, just like go to Zen browser. It's a Firefox-based browser designed specifically for performance and looking better, essentially. And in terms of like just my general OS, I use a thing called Raycast that lets me basically have this but everywhere. So I can go this and open any app, for example. So I open VS Code from here. VS Code, boom. Right? So that's like my two quote-unquote search bar thingies. Let's see. If your system is effectively immutable, meaning all through the final code does not matter if you pass it by reference. In fact, the passing by reference is both performance. Blah, blah, blah. Off the list holding it because you cannot accidentally change that. You're doing this correctly. The list in danger zone. While the object is safe, the list containing it is usually immutable in your lineup using this correctly. So I just do this from here, right? So list from creates a new container with a new list ID in memory, and let's see this fills a container with references of the same old objects. This is the Goldilocks zone. If you add or remove an item from the list, the old list is untouched. And if you're wasting memory creating duplicates or objects from data, that hasn't changed, right? Is what I'm looking at right here. I have a lot of respect for you, man. You're really nice and helpful. Bye. Thank you, man, Cleo. Would you want to take a peek at my portfolio website? Yeah, drop it in chat. I'll look at it. I'll give it my opinions, my 2 cents. Hive object exception, reference versus copy. That's fine. This doesn't matter too much because it's a Hive object. Since it's not pointing to a deleted item, unity is the correct approach. I do want to know about this though, because images after initialization they are not changed, so that makes sense. Markrow.ca. That's a good domain name. Let's see. So 4th year computer engineering student, passionate about robotics, engineering and embedded systems. Nice. These are your works, I guess. Ooh, I did a little bit, a tiny amount, the tiniest amount of hardware work in principles of what's it called? Principles of engineering or whatever. Like in high school, I forgot what they're called. PLCW classes, yes, the PLCW classes. So I have a tiny amount of understanding and all that stuff, just a tiny amount. All right, original image good, original image bad. Ooh, oh, and you're like looking at raw anomaly map. I guess it's image recognition question mark. Love this, by the way. Did you build this? That's cool. Channel origin, you built this as well. That's cool. Next. All right, let's scroll down. All right. Also resume button, 10 points, 10 out of 10 points. Having the resume button being there. Also, you have the Google Docs dynamic link thing. Whenever you change the like stuff in the docs, it automatically updates the resume. Fire. About me, project driven, capable developer, blah, blah, team player. Nice. Just like base plate stuff, which is fine. And then future projects. Ooh, and you have deeper insights into those projects. Okay, wait. Let's look at the Daniel Patch anomaly detector. I'm curious. Oh, these is actual fucking research papers, Twin. Holy crapperoni. So this is like research. All right. So this makes sense. I mean, this is literally, I have nothing to say. I'm pretty fire. Let's see what else. Uh, genetic algorithm golfer. Actually, look at the Spotify album cover display. Oh, this is just like, ooh, all right. And then we go into this. I want to look at the, oh. I was gonna make one of these. I was gonna make one of these, like the little Spotify controller with the ESP32, I believe. Yeah, it's the ESP32. Yeah. In 5-second intervals, device pulls Spotify API drink for songs currently playing, and then yep, that is absolutely fire. Need a problem solver? Grab a resume. Yes, it's working. This is the best thing I've ever seen. This guy is doing ads for himself inside his portfolio website. I feel like this is meta. This has to be meta. Holy crap. Wait, okay. Um, so I like the Spotify album cover thing. Really cool. Uh, I am so fried, man. See, honestly, just getting yourself more exposure will help because you have cool ass projects. Mechanical TV remote. Holy crap. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, well, you have an exposed battery in the back toy. No, I'm trolling. All right. And I guess it's like the Python code of how it works, right? Oh, configure. This is a config area. Ooh, and you're showing through your design process in the initial version. That's cool as well. And let's see. What else looks cool here? Let's look at this. Ooh, you throw a bunch of like golf balls and you see which one goes in? Question mark? Question mark? Um, that's cool. It's a full paper. So this is just like, oh, so you're just doing research just now. We're just in research now. Okay, W. Am I in college, bro? Yes, I'm a freshman year of college. And this is like video. Oh, you have a gallery. I should get a gallery page of mine as well. I like this. Bro, you take good images, bro. Look at this. Good sketches. Where's that sketch, bro? Go to that. Well, the sketch is kind of. Oh, the Macintosh. Holy niche. I know you posted this on purpose right there, by the way. But yeah, nice images. Overall, I give it a 10 out of 10 as a website. Alrighty, let's look at this though. Goldilocks zone, equality. Okay, I want to think about right here then. Um, what if mm, uh oh wait, list from this images. That makes so much sense. That's so fire. Okay, this is fire. Um, does that mean I need to worry about the data in here? Technically, I can just do um so within technicalities, I don't need a I can just do list from now. Does that mean I can technically do a list uh from for a list of lineups? Asking the real questions with Gemini here. Alrighty, let's look at again. If you guys have any questions, comp sci programming, I'm always here to answer them. That's literally why I'm here. So if you guys have any, do feel free to ask them. All right, let's go back to programming and figure out if this is the right way to do this. So Gemini is thinking, how's it going? All right, let's make sure this actually like works, and we can go from there and reference. All right, let's look at this though. Let's try to see some. I already broke my app earlier because if you have on map here and you go back to home state and you open another thing, it still has the on map state, which is not good. The state there should reset. So I'm gonna have to fix that as well. Um, however, okay, you can do use an innermost pattern different pod list from exactly what you should use. Is decision a list from oldest creates a shallow copy. It creates a new list container in memory. If you add Move on from the new list and the old list remains untouched. However, the SMS actually references to the same line of objects. What is okay for here has final fields with copy with method implies that you update old data by replacing the object. Yeah, we don't do immutable stuff. So this is a non-mutable class at all. So this is fine. Okay. Just wanted to know that. That took me way too long to figure out that that's what I needed to do. Always making sure you're doing the right thing is really important, so you save yourself thousands of headaches like down the line. All right, now I'm looking for a to-do. To-do deep copy soon, and then I'll just do the deep copy right now. Almost max, and then we're gonna take this down to the bottom, and then I'm gonna move this here so y'all can see what I'm working on. And here, copy and paste. Boom. Or I can just copy and paste this. Boop. And boop, boop, boop. Boom. Now we can save lineups in the strategy page. You like to pretend that I'm a developer. Yes, I usually like to pretend I'm a developer as well. Like, more often than not, I don't actually program and I just like fake all of my code and stuff. So it just like appears on my screen because like I actually pay some guy to like actually write my code for you. So like I come on here and pretend like I'm coding, and then I go home and I just play Roblox. Essentially, this is what I do. Use pre-save videos and just comment. Yes, yes. Yo, would that be meta? Imagine I did that. I have like a video in the background of like me coding, like from like, well, fake video, not me. Fake videos of somebody else coding in the background, right? And I come in and I start just yapping to y'all and pretending like I'm coding. That will be meta. All right. What am I building right now? I am building a un segundo. Here. Okay. It might be broken, guys. Is it broken? It's not broken because I'm changing the data types right now, so it might break randomly because I'm editing it. Okay. But I'm working on a tool called Icarus. Icarus is a Valorant strategy creator, both for esports teams and pro players in general, to be able to plan strategies for the game of Valorant, inside of the game of Valorant, outside of the game of Valorant. And you're probably wondering, why exactly do you need such a tool? Well, in order to plan strategies for a game like Valorant, right, it's quite difficult because of the fact that Valorant is a hero shooter, meaning it has different characters with different abilities that interact and scale differently on different maps, right? So without having a application that brings in all of that in-game context, it's nigh impossible to create strategies for Valorant, right? And that's exactly what my application does. Not only does it bring in all of the characters from the game of Valorant, right? It also brings in their abilities as well. So take, for example, this ability you see right here. This ability is scales and functions exactly one for one to how it works within Valorant. So for example, the size, like the max distance of it is exactly how it is in Valorant. The minimum distance of it is exactly within Valorant. The space between these points right here is exactly how it is within Valorant, right? So you can see how this becomes really impactful because not only are teams able to accurately display stuff, they can also be able to like add stuff like images and text and have additional context as well to in the creation process rather. What's a good project to put on your portfolio? Okay, my principles for having a good project to put in your portfolio is number one, did you learn a lot of stuff from that project? If you did, you should put it in your portfolio. Number two, did you does that project have a lot of users? If it does, put it in your portfolio. Number three, does the job you're applying to, does that project use the tools that are required for the job you're applying to? If so, put it in your portfolio. That's it. That's the only three things you need to know. Any other thing, you're just probably wasting your time. My brain can't handle this much information. Where is my block puzzle app? Bro, I'm telling you, like this application was a doozy to like write entirely because I kind of had to like freeball a lot of stuff myself. But if you look at the initial implementation of it, it was very, very, very simple. I used to write articles back in my good old days. I probably should go back to writing articles, but I make videos now. All right. So in the initial stage of my application, this is what it looked like. All right. All you had were the abilities and the characters on the right with some random gray bar, and then all you can do is draw lines from point to point, and you only had one map. Yes, it's working. This is the peak of the application right there, and this is where I'm at right now. Look at this. So progress It's not always linear. It's actually exponential, chat. 1K users from that app? Yes, indeed. W's in the chat. Yes, it would be. This guy got me an internship at Google. I will not confirm or deny that statement. I got us an internship at Google. Me and you. How's it going, Michael T? Did you send me a new message? I didn't really check. How's it going, Paling Angle? All right, let's go into this point. Ooh. All right. New feature I'm working on. We're gonna reprove O block. Open it. Oh no, it's not here. Is it in here? Is it in the other strategy? Question mark? Question mark? Maybe. I'll figure out where O block is at. That sounds really out of context, but it is in context. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you did. All right, I'll check it in a bit. But can you just restate what you said in like the comments so I can like, I don't have to go through my phone. Let's see this here though. I'm gonna go back to what I was working on right here, which is putting the strategies on the strategy data right here, right? And the most important part is the fact that we need this, right? I need this speed. I need this. So we have to go to strategy provider right here. And if we go to strategy provider, we need to go to save, the save function. So as save, and we just look down, blah, 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 save to Hive. And we go to definition, and we look at the definition. All right, sync courage page to Hive. So it's on this definition, and this is where everything goes down. Yo, how long does it take for you to make a project? It depends. Sometimes it takes me a week. Sometimes it takes me 12 months. It all depends on what the scale of the project is. I'll give you an example of a week kind of project. And some projects take me 24 hours. Hackathons. But like a week type of project was this linked thing. This is a LinkedIn banner generator. It lets me generate like custom LinkedIn banners. So I used it to be able to like generate like hashtag whatever, right? And like do all that stuff. The reason why I built this was because on my LinkedIn profile, I wanted to have like a troll banner, and I needed it. I built a tool to do that because I didn't want to do it in Figma. So this is how I made hashtag locked in right here. A example of a 12-month project is exactly what you're seeing on my screen. This is my application called Icarus. It's an open source Valorant strategy creator tool. It's a tool to allow Valorant players to be able to plan strategies inside of the game, outside of the game of Valorant, and it has a bunch of interlocking systems, like a drawing system, like adding images, all that BS. So it's like a project that takes that amount of time, essentially working solo. So it all depends on what you want to do, right? To develop Mac, you need Mac Xcode. Yes, that's actually the reason why I got a MacBook. I believe, like, kid you not, I wanted to release an application on iOS, and I realized that you need a MacBook for that. So I bought a MacBook, and I've been using Mac as my laptop ever since. I really like MacBooks for laptops. Not a become MacBook pilled. I have a post like this I designed in Canva. Check my LinkedIn. Yeah, I saw like people had those as well, but the thing was that I wanted to be able to do it dynamically. And I was like, you know what? This would be a fun idea to do. So I actually made it. I should probably advertise it more because that would make it very easy for people to do it as well. Did you have like a Canva template for that? I can't find it. So if you can drop the link for it, that would be absolutely fire. So would you consider like an app with an homepage like Insta and messaging a 12-month thing? It depends. It's very easy to create an Instagram, very difficult to scale it. So it depends on what your goal is. You want this to be an actual full functioning application. Like it all depends. For example, if you just want to create like a mock Instagram, right, where you can upload images and then you can scroll in the images and send messages, that could take like 2 months or like a month even, right? If you're just trying to rush it, right? So yeah, it all depends on what you're working on. Dara, I won't be staying for long though. I'm busy right now. Catch you later, bro. All right, see you. I'll check your message after I finish the stream. All right. So if we see here, we're getting data from un segundo. So when we do this, I want to hit up a copy with. So lineups. right? Ref.read lineup provider dot lineups, literally. Dots, nope, we're gonna do this, and we're gonna do lineups, and we can just pass that state in there. Boom, 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 done. Also check out my project and give me a review. Okay, I'll give you a review in a bit. Give me a second. I'm gonna read this question. I'm working in this React Native application, like a good place to visit with maps and like a good place to like a hot spot to visit in your area type of thing. And you're on it off and on. The best way to be consistent on a project is to number one, just like be really passionate about building stuff in general, so you use that as a way for you to build stuff. And number two, the other way to become consistent as a project is like if you gotta have a project that directly impacts your daily life or somebody close to your daily life, so you're more inclined to work on it every day, right? It needs to be something you actually care about, quote unquote, care about, right? So that's a good way to build a project that you will keep contributing to consistently. That's my method. Um, like if you travel a lot, that's honestly going to be an app you're going to be working on consistently. But if you don't, it's kind of like a throwaway app. No offense, but you know what I mean. Nest.pro. So extra effort would be needed for you to lock in truly on it. I'm not gonna sign in because just cause I don't want to do that on stream. Also, you should probably implement OAuth, so it's far more easier for you to go through. So yeah, I would say implement OAuth, and I can't give you much more besides that, honestly. Um, I'm trying to make it. I'm only trying to make it for the NYC. Okay, then if it's like that much hyper specific, you're definitely gonna get like it's definitely gonna be much more easier if you live in the NYC as well. Just really like dive in and try to get people like crowdsource info, like you know what I'm doing. Yeah, so if you lock in and really focus in on that, you should be able to build a really good app. Especially the fact that you just limited it for a specific scope, which is just NYC, is gonna make your life so much more easier. And it's also gonna make your application better because you can like adapt for that specific scope. So yeah, let's look at this updated page. Okay, and then we save the updated page. That's not my business. But yeah, this should be fine. And with this, technically, I should be able to have. Oh, I need to do load though. Load. Where's my load logic? From Hive rather. It's what I'm looking for. From Hive. Yes, Uncle, it's working. Set active page, and then we have to do this for this as well. Ref.read, lineup provider from Hive. I need to have a from Hive there. All right, we're gonna write some code. All right, void. Where's that at? Right here. Void from Hive is literally list of lineups. State this copy with. Don't worry, lineups already does the copy with BS, so that should be fine. Lineups, and then if you go up here, I believe my copy width already accounts for that specific edge case, so I should be fine doing list from. Right. Okay. This makes sense. Oh, current image IDs. This is not. This no bueno. No bueno. Oh, this current image IDs though. That's fine. Technically, is that fine? That is not fine. Current image ID object. Oh, we need to fix this now. That is something I need to fix. We'll fix it eventually. Oh, this is lineup state though. And if we are not doing copy with lineup state, I mean, current image IDs. Do we even need current image IDs? You only pass. We don't even. Do we even? Is this function ever used? Let me do a global search for this. Nope, it's only defined. I'm gonna nuke it. Deadass. I'm just gonna remove stuff that is not relevant in the current data type. So, nuke. Yep. Nuke this entire thing. Nuke it, and then we're gonna also keep doing. What language is this? This is Dart. Dart is a language for the Flutter framework. It's a framework that allows you to build applications on web, mobile, iOS, Android, Windows, Linux, any. OS you could think of, Flutter can build applications on there. All in one code base, by the way. So yeah, current image ID is not necessary as well. Let's see what we're looking for. So what else do we not need here? Current agent, current YouTube link is selecting position. I'll just leave these there. Placing type is not necessarily needed anymore. So I'm just gonna nuke this as well. We're just nuking all the old code. That is not necessary anymore. Placing type as well is not needed. And yeah, all right. There's probably gonna be errors somewhere in my code. I figured because like I have leftover things. Why is there an error in my Hive adapters? Because I didn't add it to my adapters. Okay, Hive adapters. Let's add this. Oh, adapter spec. Lineup adapter spec simple image data. Add the commas, and then lineup is in the type. Don't worry, I'll import all these, and then we can actually just run a build runner again for old time's sake. Terminal. Oh my god, my terminal is cooked. What's going on? All right, Claire. Again, if you guys have any questions, comp sci coding, I'm always here to answer them. Or build runner, and we hit the build script. Nice. All right, incremental build, and oh shoot, I want to terminate this for a second. I want to save all my changes as well. That's kind of really important. And then we actually run this. And open editors, none of them are unsaved. That should be fine. All right. We are making progress, twin. Thanks for the like, Yawn. How's it going, Dango? And how's it going, Tyler? Again, if you guys have any questions, comp sci coding, I'm always here to answer. Even AI stuff. I'm always interested in all that stuff. All right, let's look at this right here. We have run the builder, and now we can go into. Oh, music is kind of lackluster as well. I lucky forgot about that. That's gonna fill up some of the empty space here. Let's go to. What am I looking for now? I'm looking for this part here. Am I using Flutter? Yes, I am. Strategy providers right here, so we can nuke this. What language are you using to build my app? I am using Flutter and Darts. Darts is the language, and Flutter is the framework. So the Flutter framework allows you to build applications on web, mobile, iOS, Android, Mac OS, Windows, Linux. Basically, any app, any framework, any OS you can think of, you can build apps in Flutter in that OS, basically. I love Flutter. Me too. I love it as well. Look at this. What laptop do I use? My laptop is a MacBook. It's an M2 Air, and it has 8 gigabytes of RAM. So that's literally what I use. But I'm mainly on my PC, just like programming on my PC, which is far more beefy than my actual MacBook. My PC has, what is it? My PC has Ryzen 5800X, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and a 4070. So yeah. But you don't need that much to program. I've been coding before I had all of that. Thanks for the follow. I don't have a name. All right, let's look at like this. Thanks for following Ants as well. All right, I want to look at this specific little point you can see right here. And create dialog. Now that we've run the provider, let's go back to this and let's look-y close this entire stick right here, so we can have only one side of programming. What am I building today? I am working on this application you see right here. This is my application called Icarus. It's an open source Valorant strategy creator. So it's cool to allow Valorant esports teams and pro players in general to plan strategies for the game of Valorant, inside of the game of Valorant, outside of the game of Valorant. So I basically bring in all of the characters within the game, as well as their abilities and the various maps they're on, and I make sure that everything is scaled to scale 1-for-1 within the game. So for example, you see this character's ability here. If you go within the game of Valorant and use this ability is 100% one-to-one to how it behaves within the game of Valorant, right? So the scaling, the distance, like how far it is from the map and the different maps they are, it's all one-to-one. And not only do I bring in all of that in-game context, I also bring in other note-taking tools like literally writing notes right here, adding images, as well as drawing. So yeah, let's look at where am I right now? Okay, there I am. What is this from? How good am I with computers? I like to think I'm pretty good with computers in general. Um, in terms of like, is there a way to like fully evaluate my skill with computers? I think I'm very good with computers. I've hosted multiple like home servers and stuff. I'm deep in on several parts. So yeah. Let's see what I'm looking for here though. I don't need to migrate to single legacy page. I'm rather looking for the loading. Load page. Load. Sync current page to Hive. I think that's what we want. Sync the current page to Hive is the saving. We had lineups in there, and I want to look at load current page into Hive question mark. From Hive. I'm gonna look at from this line provider from Hive, and we do this in the set active page. All right, we should be fine then. Saving should work. Let's just make sure that is the case. All right, so I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna add a lineup in this. So I'm gonna do this character here. I'm gonna drop her here as well. I'm gonna do next, and then I'm gonna add a note, and it's gonna be done. And then the note is gonna be this, and then I'm gonna back out of the application. Oh, there's an error. There's no error, right? There it is. Hive 11 lineup is not a type. Oh yeah, I might have not referenced the right thing. Adapter fields, cast lineup. Currently I'm having problems with my PC where it'll fully lock up in some to most games. There could be like several reasons for that. I'll just like word bomb a bunch of them. Driver issues, low memory, like CPU performance issues, GPU performance issues. Maybe your Windows installation is borked. Maybe you have applications running in background. It all depends, and also the game that it's in also like depends as well. Uh, so I would say like do some benchmarks, like you do some benchmarks while you're playing a game and see what part of the computer gets taxed the most, and then go off that. Uh, this is an issue. Let's go to type adapters. Hive adapters, and are we doing lineup? Should be just this, no? I'm very confused as to why it's not too happy with this. Uh, let's do it. Oh, there. This is where the error is at. Okay. Cannot write unknown type as you forget to register an adapter. I'm pretty sure. Oh, I did. I did register an adapter. No. I guess I have to run build runner all over again. Oh, I have to close the application and run it all over again. Silly me. All right. How's it going, Michael? Dun, dun, dun. Alrighty, let's get this loaded up and we should be able to like, just boost and go. All right, now that we have this section up, I want to open this strategy. I have a whole lot of shit in here just for reference. All right, now I want to create a lineup with this, and we want to drop this as well. And we press next and we add a note and we save it. And now when we exit, we can exit. Good. No errors. No errors. No errors. All right. Now I want to have open something else, which is this, right? Okay. And then I open the old one. Oh wait, this one, and my lineup should still be there, and it's still there. Nice. And if I open this one, it is still there. Not nice. And if I open this one, it is still there. Not nice. Okay, so let's figure out how I'm doing things. So whenever I am exiting a page, what do I do? Let's do strategy provider, and let's go to Claire. Do I have a Claire current strategy? What else do I do? Do I call anything else in here? It's just this. Claire all actions. And this is where set active page. When I'm doing set active page. I'm clearing all actions from this provider. Um, that is fine. I'm doing from Hive anyways. That is worrying me, the fact that this is not working. Let's take a deep look at this again and switch pages. It's not showing up in any pages apart from this. Huh. And if I go to another application right here, it is still visually displaying. But if I create a new page, it's still there. Why is it persisting between different strategies? Different. That doesn't make any sense. Let's do this. If I create a new strategy, is it gonna be there? That's a question for the agents. Yes, it is. Oh, that is quite an issue, isn't it? And from when we're doing from Hive, man, being an Amazon intern is super cool. Share the journey at some point. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be posting every video, a video every single day. Next year, because it's gonna be next summer. I'm gonna post a video every single day and let y'all know how it is. From Hive. This makes absolutely no sense to be below here. I am currently lost on how to figure this out. So the problem is that the data is persisting between different instances of the entire application state, which makes 0 sense. I'm planning on also live streaming like you. Any suggestions? I would say get your entire like setup pretty consistent so you can stream all the time like easily, and post clips of your stream, and I have I guess like a link tree is also really important. So once you hit 1K followers, you can have a link tree as well. That's my entire that's all I think that's all the things you need actually. That should be fine. I need some water. All right. Let's see. I'm wondering why this is not working. I mean, we take the current lineups if they are passed, and we do this, and we load it in there. Object to JSON. Is it? We don't even do object to JSON here, no? List from JSON. Do we do list from JSON conversions? Should I just add it to the entire JSON stick? Why not? All right, let's do this. Oh, we have to do object to JSON. Okay, let's write an object to JSON now. Actually, why not? I don't think this is an issue. I don't think I need to add JSON yet. I'm just confused why it persists states on different places. It makes absolutely no sense for it to persist state. Like this, I mean, within a strategy, sure, right? But when I create a new one, there's no reason for the state of this to keep persisting. Let's look at this. So create new strategy. Let's go to strategy provider and we go to create new strategy. All right, so we clear everything and we create a new strategy data and we create all of these types and we set everything to empty. And in the strategy page, I just want to make sure I'm reading this right. There was no such thing as a lineup here, right? Okay, lineups only exist within the inner data, so that should be fine. Pages, all that. Okay, nice. And so we basically create a new strategy here, and then when we do that, we put it into here. So technically in the strategy page, we can automatically just do this where lineups is empty. I mean, there's no need to do that, but we'll do that anyways. And I also want to look at, I mean, this still doesn't solve the issue I'm having, but hopefully it does, question mark. Because I mean, the default is just an empty one, right? Const empty, literally get empty page. So let's do load. I'm looking for load here. Load from Hive rather. Load from Hive. Yeah. So we load we find the strategy box, right? We clear all actions in the action provider, and we go into here. Oh, we don't do a from Hive here. Oh, that's where I think, is that where we're missing question mark? Text notifier. Okay. We need to do one more. Lineup provider. Yeah, there it is. And if we do a from Hive here, now it's always cleared. That's the reason why state is persisting. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Let's do some like, I guess, distancing between these two to make sure. I'm just gonna put a comment here. We clear previous data, and then we just put that there. All right. Now, when we make a new strategy, that should not be there anymore. Yep, absolutely gone. And then we go to the previous one. It's still gonna be there. Nice, 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 nice. That's good. Now we want to do something else, which is, so saving is working with git commit saving line ups with type. Okay, git push. Nice. Nothing feels better than writing a git push and seeing all the little bars update. No, you know what feels even better? A git pull, bro. A git pull with all those like pluses and minuses. Oh my god, it just gets me absolutely going. You think is that valid, chat? Let's. I mean, I can't like orchestrate a git pull right now, but when I tell you the git pull, it's masterful. Let's see right here. So this is fine. Here I think what is missing in this entire process is action providers for this. So I'm doing undo and redo for lineups, and having exporting to JSON is also missing here, and what else? Exporting and importing from JSON, and making sure images persist. So I have a thing that goes through and clears all images. So whenever a strategy is actually loaded, load from Hive. You see here, whenever a strategy is loaded, I have a thing that goes through and deletes all images that are not needed. But I'm trying to find that. And I believe it's on file load, no? Place image to delete unused images. Yes, we need to find this. Delete unused images is where? Where is this reference now? I want to do a mass search for this. Oh! What? I killed this? No! Wait, why did I kill this? Placed image edit. Which... No, we should be able to delete all unused images. What? Let's go in here. Wait, so you tell me this hasn't been running this entire time? Oh, shoot. Is there any implementations of this in the entire, like... Oh. It's working, uncle. We did not have this running. People are, like, having their file sizes balloon to crazy measures right now. Gets the current directory, because you need strategy ID and local images, and you go through this entire process and you delete unused images, and then so we're checking two things. We're checking if it's in these two lists, and local images, a file add, and then list stop place all local images. I guess images are present in multiple places. It's gonna be in everywhere, no? That's gonna be quite an issue. Okay. So I go through that specific file and I find all of the. Okay. Even when you delete a strategy though, no? Delete strategy. Do I clean up all the images? Or do I delete the entire path? Yes. Okay, this is fire. Brother, what theme is that? This is Tokyo Night. So if you search for Tokyo Night on VS Code, you should find this theme. Okay. I'm curious about something here. So the fact this line of code has been commented is very bad. I did modify it to work with this now. Alright, let's go into... Let's find this code and then we'll use it essentially. Let's see. Load. Load from Hive. Stack. This is Flutter, so I'm using Riverpod for state management and Hive for saving things. Load from Hive. Alright, I want to have this here and I want to undo this. Delete unused images, and that is fine. That should be absolutely great. Add all the image data from all the pages. Yes. And another place to add is to go to... How about we just add all the IDs? Because all they're needing is the IDs now. Oh, that is such an issue. How's it going, John? Alright, I'm going to tag this as something to be done later. Because this is quite an issue. To fix this later. Boy. Alright. I've set a marker for myself to fix this later. I probably will. And I'm gonna git add, git commit just what is it? Image clean up work in progress. Git push. Has it started to snow where you live? It snowed initially like yesterday, but it was like a slight amount of snow and it got like washed away immediately. How did I learn how to code? Honestly, it's like literally banging my head against the wall multiple times, but it doesn't have to be like that for you. The reason why that was for me was because I learned like pre-GPT and pre all of that, so I didn't have a lot of access to information. I basically raw dogged my way through like learning how to code on Roblox by just spamming tutorials, and it kind of sucked. And then eventually I like went through like high school and I learned how to like actually program for real. And then I used that and I like learned a bunch of stuff outside of school. So I learned how to develop apps and I just kind of followed that entire pipeline. And the moment ChatGPT came out, I became like 10x better because I could actually like learn faster and get like feedback much more faster. And that's essentially what I've done. It's consistency, building projects. It's essentially how I learned how to code. How's it going, Da Vinci? Want to do a review segment or something this stream? That's gonna be happening next stream because I low-key gotta go in like 10. So I guess next stream is gonna be what, Friday? I'm totally down for that on Friday. I have a lot of time. Thanks for the follow, Bat. Should I call you Bat or Moose? I think it's a Moose, no? Bro, I'm about to go home and eat cake. Alright. Yeah, I caught you with you. Yeah, I started streaming early today. Initially, if I didn't stream early today because I had to go somewhere, you wouldn't have been late. So that's on me then, actually. It's a moose? Alright, got you. Mooses are looking scary ass animals, bro. They're tall as fuck. And do local companies hire me if you go with app dev? It depends. Like, do the local companies need to build apps? Question mark. Like, do you have a lot of good local companies in your area? If so, then go towards app dev. I believe just go towards the sides you're much more leaning towards, like in general of your personality, and then just lock in on that and find places that you can work at for that. Uh, I just finished my freshman year and I'm trying to grind throughout this holiday. Fire, fire. I'll tap in here for sure. Yes, this entire holiday, like whenever school finishes, finals is like 2 weeks. After finals, I will be streaming almost every day, as long as I'm not doing shit. So, yeah, definitely tap into here. I have a Discord as well with a bunch of people that also do the same thing. So if you go into my profile, go through my link tree, and you click on that, there's a Discord link there. You can chat with me off stream as well as chat with other people. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna get off in like 3 minutes, but I'm gonna wait to see if anybody has any last lingering questions. Uh, so yeah, I'm gonna wait around for that, and if not, I will be gone. And I'll be live back on Friday this week, and it's gonna be around like probably like around 2 p.m. at latest. So 2 p.m. latest, 2 p.m. 2:30 latest next week. No, not next week. This week Friday is when I'm gonna be live. So yeah, seems like there's like no questions. So I'll see ya. Bye.